Hey guys, it's Alex the Real Mr. Robinson here. So it's been a while since I've actually done an editorial, but I wanted to talk about the Lion King teaser that came out on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be doing a trailer reaction because I already saw the trailer, and my reaction, if I did one here, would not feel authentic at all. But just really briefly, I'll say that it looks incredible. Just like with the Jungle Book, the animals look so photorealistic that it's probably going to win the Oscar for Best Visual Effects, but because it's The Lion King, it's one of the big animated movies of my generation, I'm worried that they're just going to do what Beauty and the Beast did, where they just copy and pasted the original and only do minimal things just for the sake of a change, rather than what the Jungle Book did, where it took elements of the Disney movie and of the original story and made something that stands on its own. However, going back to the positive side, the movie is being directed by Jon Favreau, and the Jungle Book is undoubtedly the best live-action remake of a Disney animated film, so I have a little more confidence than I do something like Aladdin. But that's not the point I want to make with this video. The point I want to make with this video is it really considered a live-action remake? Because let's take a look at the Jungle Book. Yeah, most of that movie is done in a computer, but you had one human element in there, one live-action thing, to where you could make an argument that it is a live-action film, and that's Mowgli. All the other characters are done through CGI, but Mowgli is a human character, so you could make an argument that that is a live-action adaptation of the Jungle Book. But with The Lion King, there are no human characters in The Lion King whatsoever. So it just really begs the question, does this count as a live-action movie, or is it animated? At what point does something that looks live-action be considered an animated film? And would this movie even qualify for a Best Visual Effects Oscar, considering that it's technically all animated in a computer? This is the first movie I've seen where I had this debate with myself, like, what do you count this movie as? I want you guys to leave your opinions in the comments section, tell me what you think, but I want to voice my 2 cents on what this could be categorized as. And even then, I don't even know if I'm going to really come to a decisive conclusion, because I just might flip back and forth. But for me, what defines a live-action movie that has tons of CGI in it? Well, I already mentioned the Jungle Book. Let's take a look at Avatar. The best parts about that movie, Avatar, are all the stuff that's done through CGI, where we're exploring Pandora, where we're with the Na'vi. It doesn't matter what your opinions are on the story, or whether you think it's a good movie or not, but while it has all those CGI elements, it does have real sets, it has real actors there, with Sam Worthington, Sigourney Weaver, Michelle Rodriguez, and Stephen Lang, so therefore you could count it as a live-action film, because whenever Avatar gets brought up into a conversation, it's never regarded as an animated film. Sure, most of the movie is technically done in a computer through CGI, but where I count it as a live-action film is in its photorealism. When you look at Pandora, when you look at the Na'vi and all the creatures inhabiting that world, it looks photorealistic. It looks like something that could actually be real, even though it's an alien planet with alien creatures. Now, what defines an animated film for me is when something is done entirely in a computer, since that's the standard nowadays, but the characters look cartoonish. Animated movies have a distinct design that separates them from the live-action world. I don't want to draw comparisons to something like Zootopia or Bug's Life, because technically those animal characters are anthropomorphized. I want to take a look at something like How to Train Your Dragon, where the dragons aren't anthropomorphized, they are actual creatures, but everything just blends in perfectly into that world because everything has a distinct design to it. So with The Lion King, it's a tricky subject because, as I just argued with Avatar, even though most of that movie is done in a computer, it still counts as live action because all the animated stuff looks photorealistic. And that applies with The Lion King too. Nothing about it looks cartoonish or has a unique design to it, but at the same time, there's nothing that's actually filmed in front of a camera. There are no practical sets, there are no human characters at all. So where does this place? It is technically part of the trend of Disney remaking their anime movies into live action, but I think this might be an exception to where they just make a new animated Lion King. We still got until July until the movie comes out before I actually make a decision on how I feel about this topic. And now that I actually think about it, can this movie be qualified for a Best Visual Effects Oscar? Because they don't give that to animated movies anymore. They nominated The Nightmare Before Christmas in 1993 for a Best Visual Effects Oscar, but there was no Best Animated Feature Oscar at the time yet. But the Academy does have certain rules on what actually can be qualified for a Best Animated Feature Oscar. My opinion on this is going to just flip-flop back and forth as it goes on, but it does look photorealistic, and it's not exaggerated in terms of its design like the original Lion King was. But, oh man, I'm flip-flopping back and forth because I keep going back to the lack of practical elements. This is a really bizarre editorial for a really bizarre topic, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Tell me what you guys think about the Lion King teaser trailer. Are you excited for it? Do you think it's going to be good? But more importantly, I want to hear your opinions on whether you think that this is an animated movie or a live-action film. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and of course leave a comment. Don't forget to support my Patreon page, follow me on social media, and until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.